All right, look, this market's gonna go one or two ways. Most likely you're waking up at 4 a.m., checking your blockfolio, seeing how much money you lost or made, right? And losing sleep over it. Or maybe you're actually making money and you're going to your best friends bragging about, all the 10x opportunities that we talk about on this channel and stuff like that. The volatility will bring out the worst in every single person in cryptocurrency. I'm gonna hit you with some crazy statistics. Listen to this, right? According to Tradeosity, 80% of all day traders quit within the first 2 years, okay? Only 1% of all day traders are predictably profitable after fees. Only 1%, that means 99% of you will fail. This one blows my mind for real. Traders will lose money for 10 years and have a negative track record and continue to trade for 10 years and lose money. Now that's crazy, because imagine if you were doing something for 10 years, right? And losing your time and your money consistently without ever knowing. Why does this happen in this market? Now, the reason this happens is because this market is extremely volatile. What happens is people will make money and they'll over exaggerate their earnings. And then when they lose money, it's too painful and they will completely avoid calculating how much they lost, right? This gives a completely false perception of exactly what you're doing. And this is why people can sit there for 10 years and not get any results and keep doing it over and over again. We see this specifically in finance markets. I'm gonna give you a quick scenario. This is kind of like doing this, right? So I don't know if you've seen in the movies when someone's lost in the desert, right? And they're walking, right? So it's the same thing as in cryptocurrency. You're walking in the desert and you don't realize that your right foot is stronger than your left, right? So you're supposed to be walking in a straight line north, so you're trying to get to your destination and get out of the desert, right? But slowly but surely, without you even noticing, your right foot is stepping a little bit further than your left foot, right? Eventually you realize after, walking for a couple days that you've been going in a complete circle, right? Without even noticing it, right? When your goal to success was a straight line, the profit that you're supposed to be making, your cryptocurrency journey is supposed to be a straight line, but most people's emotions and their habits take them in a circle. I've seen it time and time again. Think about the time you went on vacation, right? Or spent a little bit too much money, or, had too much fun this weekend, bought some bottles at the club or something like that. How likely are you to go in your bank account and actually calculate how much you spent? Probably not, right? Most people will avoid it. Maybe you do that yourself. How many times do you log into your Wells Fargo or your whatever bank you have and actually calculate your finances to see how much you're losing and how much you're making? Most people don't, right? Personally, I look at it every single day and it's painful, right? The numbers represent the truth. People typically hide from the truth. So when you actually force yourself to look at the truth, it sucks. And it's the same thing with trading. This happens in every finance market. It happens to you on a small scale. And I guarantee it's happening to you in crypto. So what do you do about it, right? What do you do when the odds are stacked against you completely? You're a new person. There's literally 99% to 1%. Well, I tell you what to do. You hit that subscribe button and you like this video and share it with as many people as possible, because we're giving you the insight. We're giving you the answers to all your problems on this channel here. Not all the problems, but as many problems as I can come up with, right? Because I can't talk to you personally. So again, guys, hit that subscribe button as well as the push notification bell. Give videos like this all the time. It's time sensitive. We talk about altcoins that could potentially pop off tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera. So let's talk about 15 tips and tricks that you could use as an altcoin trader right now so you don't fail completely, because chances are you will. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, guys. First tip, use a strategy I call search and buy. So what you do is when somebody with credibility is talking about an altcoin and you don't understand it, and maybe it's about to blow up or something like that, go ahead and buy it immediately, right? Without researching. Now, the reason I tell you to do this is so that you eventually follow it up with research, okay? I don't want you guys saying that I told you to buy a coin that you know nothing about, right? What you wanna do is you wanna buy a little bit, and it's gonna motivate you to actually research it. A lot of platforms will actually force you to buy the coin to use their product. So you should be doing this in the first place so that you can actually use the product. But the important part is when you buy it, you're kind of holding yourself accountable, right? And responsible for doing it. And then you can increase your position over time with our dollar cost average strategy that we always talk about, and you don't put too much eggs in one basket. So it's a really good method to just buy a small amount just to see what you're working with and move forward from there. Number two, actually use the product, people, right? A lot of this is software application. Most people are just buying a coin, letting it collect like cyber dust on their MetaMask wallet, right? What you wanna do is you actually wanna use the product and see if it actually works, right? You wanna see if the interface is clean. You wanna see if you can figure it out, right? Because if you can't, then most people can't, right? That's the whole point. And if the product sucks, so does the project. So actually using the product is a must with every single cryptocurrency that you have. I hear people saying that they have like 45 different cryptos all the time. You're over diversified. There's no way you're using all 45 products. You're guessing. You guys want to keep it down to like 15 to 10. If you're an expert, you can maybe get to 20 or something like that. But I mean, personally, I have like less than 20 and I use all the products and it takes a lot of time. So just keep that in mind. 3, get rid of the projects that suck by using the coin metrics. So what you want to do is you want to go to the white paper and you want to look at the actual supply of the coin in comparison to how much they put out. You want to look at their distribution model, right? That's important because a lot of times these projects, they allocate way too many coins to like seed investors and themselves. You'll literally see a project own 70% of all the coins and then only give 30% to the public. So when you're researching, a lot of it is just kind of weeding out the bad projects, and this is a good way. You can go to the coin metrics, make sure that they're allocating 50+% to the general public. And this is going to ensure that the coin doesn't get dumped on you in the future, right? If they control all of it, they control the blockchain, it defeats the purpose of everything, and decentralization's not real on that blockchain. So look at the coin metrics. You're going to weed out maybe, I would say 7 out of 10 projects because they're going to have their distribution model is going to suck. Number 4, on the same white paper, you want to look at the consensus mechanism. It's kind of for the same reasons. If you guys don't understand what it is, go ahead and Google search it. But consensus mechanisms are the actual mechanism that makes it, so the blockchain comes to consensus. If you understand decentralization, everybody basically has to agree on the next block, right? With Bitcoin, it's called proof of work. With Ethereum, they're migrating to proof of stake. Now, the important part is to look for coins that already have a winning consensus mechanism. So if they're trying to do something, off the grid that we've never heard of, avoid those projects like the plague. The reason being, it's not proven, right? Proof of work and proof of stake are the only things that are actually proven right now when it comes to security. So anything else, you're kind of just playing with fire at that point. And remember, 99% of coins are pretty much close to scams anyways. So don't take on way too much risk by trying to, go into something completely new that nobody knows about. 5, only bet what you're willing to lose. People are going all in on trades, only 1 to 5%. Stay closer to 1% on your altcoin trades. The reason being is if you lose the money, you're not completely out and you can keep betting, right? What you want to do is you want to give yourself the ability to make as many decisions as possible, because if you limit it to 1 or 2, most people don't have the experience. When you get better, then you can limit your decision making. But if you do small trades, you can lose as many times as you want. It doesn't really affect you. Also, it's really important to do this to have really good emotional control. Because if you're going 50% into this altcoin, you're going to be watching it nonstop. And that's a big red flag. It's going to make you make all types of wrong decisions. So again, 1 to 5% per trade. Also, you can kind of say the same thing with having your whole net worth in crypto. If you have your whole entire net worth in crypto, guys, it's going to be a very sad situation for you for the next couple of years. The volatility of the market will make you rethink your life. And if you have no money and everything's in cryptocurrency, I'm telling you, it's not going to be a good time. Don't do that. You will get wrecked if you do that. Number 6, I know this is a common one, but buy green, sell red. I see people all the time get caught in something called FOMO, fear of missing out. What they do is a coin goes up 30% and their homeboy starts talking about it. This cryptocurrency YouTuber starts talking about it and they see in Google search trends that it's going up. So they feel like they're missing out, right? It's up 40%, let it go. If it drops, you can buy it again later. Keep it on your watch list, right? But you do not want to FOMO into coins that are already up. You want to be ahead of them, not behind them, because you'll lose money that way. But definitely never, ever, ever buy green. Always buy when the coin is down and you'll put the odds in your favor. Number 7, buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm not the first person to say this. This is a common thing in all finance, right? When you hear some platform coming out that's going to have some staking somewhere or whatever good news is happening, that's when you want to buy. You don't want to buy when the product is released, because when the product is released, that's typically when most people dump. Okay. So on really good news, if that's the type of trader you want to buy the rumor when they're talking about it, buy that. But do not buy when they're officially going to launch whatever product's happening, right? Do not buy it, because that's typically when you get wrecked. That's at least historically what happens. Number 8, learn technical analysis. So obviously I don't talk too much about it. I'm not sitting here breaking down charts on any detailed level. I just simply use the indicators that everybody uses, like support, resistance, MACD, RSI, moving averages, volume profiles. I use the basics and I use classical technical analysis on purpose, because most of the time, if you take it overboard, technical analysis, remember, was created in traditional finance, and Bitcoin is unpredictable. China can ban it tomorrow and your TA will go out the window. All that charting you did will be irrelevant. So don't do it overboard, but you want to use it for your buy and sell points. You have to learn technical analysis, even though personally, I say that technical analysis is about 20% of my decision, okay? Everything else is usually fundamental analysis, news-based, or some type of hype cycle or something like that. But technical analysis is really good to understand how much money you're making, how much money you're losing, and just to keep track of the price, right? So it's definitely needed. Don't be lazy and think that you can't learn technical analysis. Number 9, learn a little bit of macroeconomics, right? Bitcoin was basically made through something called Austrian economics. So I'm not gonna get into it because it can get crazy, but some good books you can read is like the Bitcoin Standard, and they'll actually refer you to Austrian economic books that are really important. But the Bitcoin Standard breaks it down in very, very specific terms, and it makes it easy for people to read. So definitely read that book. It's not even about Bitcoin. I don't even think they get to Bitcoin until like chapter 9 because they're explaining the world conditions. The reason why it's important to understand the world conditions is because you want to do something called trickle down economics, right? You want to look at the macro cycle and then base your decision all the way down. So typically what I do, right, is I look at what's going on in the world, then I look at what's going on in the United States, then I look at what's going on in Bitcoin, then I look at what's going on in the market caps of all the bigger coins, right? See how I trickled it down. What's happening in the world will be directly relevant to cryptocurrency. So understanding macroeconomics and why we purchased Bitcoin in the first place is a must-have for cryptocurrency trading for sure. That's definitely something you guys want to dive into. Number 10, I have some must-read books for you guys. So I know it's not a tip, but I mean, reading's a tip in general. And here's some books that I actually personally learned a lot for cryptocurrency. So the first one, of course, I just talked about is the Bitcoin Standard. That is a must read. If you haven't read that, you're lost. Number 2 is 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. It talks about future companies and how they work. They actually specifically talk about Bitcoin in a couple sections. So it's really important. The third book is Life After Google. It explains how Google can technically lose dominance to the blockchain if it keeps going in a trajectory. And it talks a lot about Google, and you understand, like, most people don't get it, but we technically live in a simulation. If you spend more than 6 hours of your day looking at a screen, you are technically not living in the real world because you sleep how many? You sleep like 8 to 10 hours a day, or probably more like 8, right? So you're spending the vast majority of your time on a computer screen. So technically, I don't want to say it, but you are in the matrix, and Life After Google will explain what they're doing with your attention. They're harnessing it. I'm not going to get into it. Definitely read that book. Next one, The Richest Man in Babylon. So this teaches you about finance. It's really good because it actually puts it in a story that you can remember, right? It's obviously not a real story, but this book right here, I'm telling you, you can read it 1,000 times and it just keep you on the right path to financial independence. Last one, Bitcoin Billionaires. So this specifically talks about people that obviously made billions of dollars in Bitcoin. You can learn insights from them. You can understand who the biggest players in cryptocurrency. It's definitely a must-read book if you're in cryptocurrency. Number 11, Calculate Everything in Bitcoin. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, but for the new people that didn't hear what I said before 1,000 other times in 1,000 other videos, guys, if you are not making more money than what Bitcoin and Ethereum is making, you are wasting your time. You're better off buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and holding it. Just this year, Bitcoin's up like anywhere from 100 to 150%. So if you're trading altcoins and making 20, 30%, I think you're making money. Yes, you might be making money in USD, but you'll be 10 times better if you just spend no time trading and you bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. The only time trading is worth it is if you're making more percentage gains than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this strategy in calculating everything in Bitcoin and Ethereum becomes more and more relevant for you not to waste your time and money, sir. All right, number 12, don't get your emotions involved, okay? It's really important because, again, like we talked about, the volatility of this market is absolutely insane. So the two most common ones are greed and FOMO. So greed is obvious. If you made money, move on, right? Cash into Bitcoin, don't get too greedy. If you made like 100%, guys, that's kind of unrealistic. Try to take profits, right? Don't just not take profits and think that Bitcoin is just gonna go to $1 million and you're just gonna get rich, right? Definitely have some type of strategy to accumulate profits in Bitcoin and USD. Also FOMO. We slightly covered it in this video, but like if there's any coin booming, don't follow, right? If anything, you wanna make a habit of looking at those coins that go up 50% and putting them on the back burner and just completely ignoring them. That's what I do. Sometimes I'll miss out for it, but it's just a better habit to have. I know for a fact, if I was buying into FOMO, I would lose more than I win. So for you guys, definitely look at those two. And then if you want to look into more, we talk about it on this channel. And you could also just Google search trading cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are these kind of habits that humans have on an instinctual level that cause you to do things that are not rational. So just understanding and learning them, you can catch yourself from making a huge mistake. Definitely learn your emotions, people. Number 13, track your trades, but don't over track your trades. So what happens is people trying to look through the history of what they're doing, are they making money or losing money? Because it can get crazy, especially when you're calculating things in Bitcoin and Satoshis, it can get crazy. But what you don't want to do is try to like connect everything via API, connect to all your exchanges, and track every little move. Because what happens is you'll never track it long-term consistently. So personally, I have a more elegant strategy. Look at in life, right? Look at other things in life. Look at art, look at music, right? You can look at any industry in the world, and the things that are the best are usually require elegance, right? Think of like a Frankenstein like machine, right? Kind of just attaching this thing there, and it's just like this lopsided big machine that does whatever you want it to do, right? But then think about like the elegant machine. Think about like Apple, right? Think about these elegant devices that get you what you want immediately. That's how you want to have your strategy, right? You don't want to overtrack because you're going to lose track. But if you do the bare minimum, you'll be fine. What I do personally is I track the percentage increases and decreases of all the altcoins I'm holding in comparison to what I bought it at. And I could just easily track that by just having an Excel spreadsheet of all the altcoins. Mizari has a good website where you can specifically like add your altcoins. Blockfolio is a good one too. You just don't need to track every single little trade. You just want to make sure you're in profit for the majority of them. That's the best way to do it. Also, one more tool, it's called Zapper.fi. If you're into, DeFi like I am, you're providing liquidity to various protocols and you're doing all types of crazy trades on, Uniswap, Zapper.fi actually gives you the transaction history of everything you've ever done in your MetaMask wallet. So you can refer to that anytime, right? It's as simple as saying, hey, is my Wi-Fi trade in profit? Let me go check and see what I bought it at on Zapper.fi. You don't need to connect everything in the world, to one perfectly calculated trading portfolio. It's unrealistic. Most people don't do it. And just make sure your strategy is elegant, like I said. Number 14, know your trading style. So you have to understand if you're a short or long-term trader. If you try to use long-term tactics and short-term trades, you will get wrecked. So a couple of trading strategies, what I've seen, and at least in the cryptocurrency market, some people do scalp trading. Scalp trading involves like just getting the small percentages and then just kind of scalping the profit off the top and, accumulating Bitcoin. Some people do swing trading. That's kind of closer to what I do. I personally call it cycle trading, and that's like a term I made up. But cycle trading is basically swing trading. We look for like a month trade, maybe a 2-month trade. Some people day trade. You just have to know your strategy, what works for you, and you have to stick to that and ignore, but consider all other strategies. So when you're actually doing and executing the strategy, ignore all other strategies. But you should know it on the back of your head. You should know fundamental analysis. You should know swing trading, just so you could be well versed in seeing, what matches your personality type. Personally, what I do, again, like I said, is cycle trading. It'll take me 2 months in some trades, right? But this is how you accumulate huge percentages. This is how we got the Wi-Fi, prediction and chain link and all those really good trades. And then the last one, and most important by far, people, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this, protect your sleep, okay? Protect it. Protect your sleep. Probably the most common thing in cryptocurrency is the fact that people lose sleep over the 24-hour market. This is not traditional finance. In traditional finance, the market closes on the weekends and at night, okay? In cryptocurrency, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week, okay? So if you can't sleep, you can't make the right trades, you can't make the right decisions, right? So we want to put yourself in situations to where you don't have to stress is basically the point, right? Because losing sleep over a trade is the worst thing you could possibly do in this market because your emotion gets involved and then we go down the pipe hole and you start losing money and stuff like that. So guys, definitely protect your sleep. But that's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.